You are listening to Hello Talent.
Hello, talent. This is Frank.
And I'm Mac.
Hello, I'm Furusawa.
Hello, talent. I'm Jamie.
I'm Sarah.
Hello, talent. I'm Nora.
I'm Akane.
You are listening to Hello Talent.
Hello, talent.
Hello, talent. Enjoy.
You're listening to
Hello, talent.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Max, and today I'm joined by
Frank.
and we are today accompanied by Professor Furusawa. He came all the way from Japan here to NCHU today, and we are so grateful to have you today with us. Professor, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm great. I'm
Okay.
great.
And I'm great too.
And so, Professor, we're going to talk about a lot of topics today about politics and how, companies affect global relations and all that stuff. So how are you feeling about this?
I think your questions covers a wide range of topics. I'm really excited about it.
All right, let's get to the topic.
Yeah.
Let's get to the questions.
Let's get to the first question. And as a technology management student, I really curious about the trend of AI. So the first question is, how are the Japanese companies adapting their human resource practices to embrace the digital transformation and emerging technologies like AI?
I think reskilling is an important keyword. Investment in reskilling is very important for both companies and individual employees to adapt to changing employment environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think that we should prepare in the education part first in in a university so we can have the ability to have lots of ability to learn and reskilling? Do you think so?
Yeah.
We should practice more.
Our ability to adapt to changing environment is very, very important.
So the second question, I want to know that, do you think Japanese multinational companies would benefit from more decentralized decision making in their global operations?
Okay. As I said earlier, the balancing of local responsiveness and global integration is very important.
Yeah.
Local responsiveness is related to decentralization, and global integration is related to centralization. But I think the balance of those dualistic pressure is very, very important. Do you know the transnational company model by Bartlett Goshaw? This is very famous theory which successfully balance the dual pressures. I mean the local responsiveness and global integration.
I mean, it's really hard to to balance the headquarters decisions and the subsidiaries. They have their own goals, so it's really it's not really exaggerating to say that they are comparing the voices in each other. So yeah, I think maybe that's the future. We have to really know. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that sense, normative integration, as I mentioned in today's morning lecture, is important, which means the sharing of corporate philosophy or values among different people with different cultural background is very, very important to balance the local integration and local responsiveness and global integration.
Maybe we should have a mindset of working with each other and accepting different point of views. Okay.
To work on global collaboration, trust relationship is very important between headquarters and overseas subsidiaries.
So the next question is, how can universities collaborate more effectively with industries to prepare students for the global careers?
I think universities should work on global internship program more to create win-win situation with companies. Global internship program provides students like you with opportunities to develop global mindset and perspectives and global skills. At the same time, it will give the companies to identify high potential students worldwide. So I think it's a very effective way of building win-win situation between the company and universities.
Well, but is there a example of like practically like putting it into effort that how to exactly to tell the students to like cooperate with the global corporations?
Global internship program.
Internships. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in the language, maybe they can have some scholarship first.
I think we should explain the importance of
I see.
global internship program to our students.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they can attract more people
Yeah,
to
yeah,
come.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, and number 4, what is your opinion of Taiwan's bilingual education policy? Since we talk a lot about language, and do you think it would benefit Taiwanese students' career prospects in multinational companies? And eventually, what other traits should we, like the students, possess?
Of course, foreign language ability is very important. But at the same time, other traits are also needed. In Japan, we have what we call fundamental skills for business. There are 3 traits. Ability to step forward. Second one is ability to think hard. And the third one is ability to work in teams. In that sense, IQ, you understand IQ, intelligent quotient, plus EQ, emotional quotient, is needed these days, today.
So can I express to think hard means that we have to like have more critical thinking, like in our daily lives, we have to think, why this business model is like operating like this, and stepping forward means that we have to like have more broaden our horizon, go abroad to have see lots of people, different cultures. So therefore, we can have the ability to work in teams to collaborate, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think these abilities will not be developed just inside classroom.
Yeah.
So you have to go out to develop these abilities. I mean, emotional quotient type abilities.
So the next question is, what do you think about the current level of diversity and inclusion in Japan? And do you think the outcome of Trump's election will influence Japanese companies' decisions regarding the diversity and inclusion?
Okay. About Trump,
Yeah.
Mr. Trump, Japanese companies are worried about the rise of protectionism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because I think like companies have make different decisions when they notice that Trump's win the election, and so I want to know that how about the current level of the diversity now in Japan, and how exactly will it change or remains the same?
Oh, I think it remains the same.
Remains the same.
Yeah, but our first priority is the utilization of female employees. Female employees. Yeah, this is our first priority because Japan ranked 16th
Oh,
among
really?
Wow.
Wow.
140 countries in gender gap index.
Yeah.
So this is a very, very serious problem, serious issues in Japan. So utilization of female employee is our first priority.
I think it comes from the culture of the traditional culture.
Traditional
in Japan.
business custom or culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to input like more diverse culture to like kind of change, kind of make people and
Yeah.
the society to accept this
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
And I think there are more concrete practices, human resource practices for work-life balance is needed in Japan. Yeah.
Agreed.
And actually, many Japanese companies are working on this issue these days. So I think the situation will be
Remains
getting
the,
good,
remains
getting
the
good.
same to
step
forward
by
the
step
woman.
or gradually.
Yeah, okay.
That's great.
So like training from Max, you have any questions?
Okay.
for
All right,
Professor?
now, Professor, I'm gonna get into politics, my cup of tea.
Okay.
And my first question for you is: Japan just had an election last month, and the LDP lost its majority for the first time in 15 years, if I'm not mistaken. And with this result, what do you expect to happen to Japan's economy after the recent election? And what do you think the Japanese voters feel about this?
I think, actually, to be honest with you, among Japanese people, there's a trauma of Democratic Party's cabinet
Wow.
from 2009
Yes.
to 2020, 2012.
2012.
Yeah.
Yes.
As you know, it failed.
They
It
failed.
failed.
Yes.
So, but next year, upper house election
Yes.
will be held in Japan. So you should watch the result of the election next year.
So, are you saying the Japanese voters feel happy about the results, or are they satisfied? Are they disappointed that the opposition didn't win as many seats as they thought they would do? Or do they feel satisfied that at least they're in the minority right now?
I think they are satisfied actually, but it does not mean they like opposition parties.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So in now, upper house is occupied by still LDP and Komeito Party. Yeah,
Yes.
their coalition.
Yes.
Coalition.
And what do you think will happen next year?
It depends on the current cabinet performance. President Ishiba,
Yeah.
he took the position 2 months ago, and his supporting ratio is not so good.
For the voters.
For the voters. But it will improve, or it could be,
A huge mistake.
it could get worse, or it could improve. So we cannot say which is true or not at this moment.
How about dealing with international relations? As you know, Japan has lost grip on a lot of Indonesian projects, like where I'm from, such as the recent high-speed rail project, which was won by China. Will this sour relations with Indonesia, and what is the attitude of the Japanese government and business towards future infrastructure projects in Indonesia?
Okay. Actually, many of Japanese business person do not know about it.
Oh, do not know about it. Wow.
The railway project will not influence our relationship between Japan and Indonesia. According to a survey by Japan International Cooperation Bank, Indonesia ranked 5th as an attractive investment place for Japanese companies.
Wow.
So the potential as an emerging market of Indonesia is highly valued by Japanese companies. So please do not worry about it. And the first attractive place for Japanese manufacturing company is India. India is the first place. Second one is Vietnam. And the third one is mainland China. Fourth one is US.
Yes.
And Indonesia
It's the fifth
ranks 5th.
Wow.
So very popular.
Very top.
As an emerging investment place for Japanese companies. So please do not worry.
Now back to the recent election. I have many Japanese friends, mostly in their 20s. And so they're categorized as young voters, right? And almost all of them didn't vote in the last election. And they all still live in Japan. And does this mean that young voters are just generally apathetic, like they don't care about politics in Japan? When I asked them why you didn't vote, most of them told me because the LDP is gonna win anyways, so why bother? And because of this recent election results, is there a possibility that younger voters will be more attracted to voting in the next election?
I think so, but still many of them are indifferent. To politics. And more than that, I'm a little bit worried about the information source of younger generations.
Yes.
They are depend on SNS.
Yes, social media.
In social media
Yes.
too much, I think. So I think they might get the wrong information or extreme information.
So you fear that because of this, it's either indifference or extreme politics.
Yes.
Which can polarize Japan even further.
Yeah. So I think they should enlarge their information
Yes.
source more.
Agreed. Yes.
Not by depending on SNS only. Actually they do not watch TV.
They don't watch TV. Wow.
Even watch TV. Of course, they do not read newspapers. That's a problem, I think.
So what do they watch? Like
Only SNS.
SNS,
Only an
yeah.
SNS.
Influencers on
influencers.
Instagram and all that. Oh.
And they believe in SNS too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
They need to have the critical thinking.
Yeah.
right?
They should have more wider perspective. Or wider source of information to make a proper decision making for
Yes.
voting.
Agreed. Now, getting back to Prime Minister Shigeru Ishigo, I think he's bragged about himself for being a military otaku. He did once say that, I think, once. Yet, because he's now in a minority government, will this affect his vision towards the Japanese military in the future?
I think the problem of Ishiba cabinet is, in addition to minority government, his foundation in LDP is very fragile.
Is he very unpopular in his party as well?
Inside party
Inside.
and unpopular. And among general public, he used to be very popular because he is called opposition party inside LDP. It means he is very critical about the LDP policy. So that's why he is very popular among among general public. But after getting a position as prime minister, he is suffering from pressure from conservative people inside LDP.
Are you suggesting that he might not last long as prime minister because he's unpopular with his own
So
party?
he should change.
He should change.
Yeah, he should change.
He should adapt and he should be more open
Yeah.
to dialogue from the more conservative wing of the party.
And he should respond to the true needs of general public.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. Now, historically speaking, the LDP will lose an election once in a few decades. We saw that in 1995, I think. 1993, and again in 2009. Yet it seems like, because they lost again in 2024, it's a shorter period than it was the last time they lost the majority. Does this mean that Japan will have more competitive elections in the future?
Competitive. What do you mean
Like
by competitive election?
by I mean for almost 70 years for 70 years I think the LDP has been in power, right? There was only a few short moments where there was an opposition in Japan, ruling Japan as a whole. And because like the time period between this list, 20 years now, 15 years. So in the future, are you saying that what do you think will happen? Do you think the opposition will be more stronger? The presence. Will they be more, attractive to other voters? Especially younger voters.
As I said earlier, upper house is still occupied by LDP and their coalition Komeito party. So if we really want radical change in politics, the next election result is very important. So we have a kind of casting vote
Yes.
to form new political situation in Japan.
Yeah, then I have a question like, how will the political change really alert the Japanese companies? How will this alert them?
I think not so serious influence would be expected, even if the cabinet will change to, for example, Democratic Party or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the bureaucracy
Yes.
is very strong in Japan. In the case of United States, if the president changes, the top executive of bureaucracy
Yes.
is also changed. But in Japan, there's no rule. So I think no radical change or reform would be expected in the case of Japan. It's quite different from United States.
Then how about like the thriving of the international students? Will this like changing anything?
I don't think so. It's attracting international students is still very important. Yeah, continues to be a very important issue for us.
Do you feel that Japanese students are going elsewhere to study, especially university?
Actually, there are two extremes
Oh.
between among Japanese students. Some of them are getting more and more inward looking. They are not interested in studying abroad or working abroad, especially boys students.
Oh.
Girls students are more active than boys students because I think that boys student is too comfortable with current situation.
They don't really want change.
Yeah.
Will this be like a global change? Like there are quiet quitting culture in this like time. So will this not only be in Japan that students are inward?
Maybe yes, but I'm really worried about the situation in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, boys students situation.
Because
Their mindset.
Yeah, because I heard a lot of people, especially men in Japan. I think it's called hikikomori.
Hikikomori, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
they
yes.
stay indoors. They don't go out and all that. Is that a rising issue in Japan?
Yes, yes.
Has it been like getting more serious lately, or is it
I think
relatively stable?
getting serious.
Getting
these
more
days.
serious.
Yes.
And are you seeing this in terms of demographics to young men or older men?
I think both.
Both.
But I think, sir, in terms of social vitality, I think the issue surrounding younger generation is more serious because their prospective future labor force. So,
Is this because they're, they just don't want to find a job, they're lazy, or, they've tried but it's too much?
because the reason for that is human relations. And they are very weak to stress or hardship. And because many of them are only one child family.
All right, that's it for today. And
Yeah.
thank you so much, Professor.
It's
for
my pleasure.
this.
Thank you.
it's
Nice
our
talking
Thank
with
you
you.
so much. All right.
Finish?
Yeah, I think we're
Thank you very much. Thank you. Nice
so
talking
much.
with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.